Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about all of the books that I read over summer break. I go back to school in under 2 weeks, and over the past 3-ish months I have read 12 books, but I'm not done yet. I hopefully will finish 2 more books by the time I move back into school. So I just want to talk about all the books that I read and how I felt about them. Today is fueled by Bloom Strawberry Watermelon. Not sponsored, by the way. I just really like Bloom. Starting off strong, the first book that I completed over summer break was Starside by Alex Astor. This book and this series is like just now coming out. It's very, very new. She actually just had to push back her second book for the Starside series. So I got this one in hardcover. I was very excited about it because I loved the Light Lark series for the most part. Can we just like take a moment and like look at like what? Look at how good this is. I got this from Walmart and it's so nice. So I love what the inside looks like. Let's talk about how I felt about it. With Starside, I like it. I really liked it. But I have a few stipulations that I feel. First off, there were so many F-bombs.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine.
It almost made it unenjoyable. And I know like a lot of people are like pretty good at skipping over, and like I do too. It gets to a point where it felt like a kid was like writing it in. It bothered me, and so it made me knock down how many stars I gave it because it was kind of just annoying. And I feel like there was more towards the beginning. I feel like it kind of eased out as it went on, but still not my thing. And I also didn't love the main characters. Like there was a scene and I didn't love it towards the end there. I guess I can't really give anything away. The romance was great, but there's a point where I just don't mess with it. But story-wise, oh my goodness, my jaw was on the floor. The plot twist, I didn't see it coming. Did you? Shocked, like jaw on the floor. It was just one of those where it was like, are you kidding? Like, are you serious? No way. Like, we went this whole time without knowing this one thing, and then bang. And then it changes everything. So I'm very excited to see where she goes from here and how all of that's gonna work out. So I will read the second one. Hopefully it's good. I really liked it. I really liked the story, but all of that being said though, I did rate it 3.75 stars just because I really couldn't look past all of the other stuff. Like the stuff that I didn't like slightly overpowers the rest of it, and I couldn't let it go. This was the first book that I read. Not too bad. Got a new series started, so pretty good. Next up is 4 through 7 of the Harry Potter series. I read this throughout the whole summer because I read multiple books at once. So I didn't read all of these right after Starside. I did read the 4th one after Starside. If you follow my Instagram, you see that I posted how I felt about the Harry Potter series, but just in case you don't, or if you don't really know what it is, I will tell you a little bit about how I felt about them. Overall, I love this series. Like, I'm so glad that I read it, and I feel like everybody kind of needs to. Kind of one of those kind of vibes. Obviously, there's the movies. I love the movies as well. I like the books better. Way more information, way more of like everything that's going on. So if you like the movies, I recommend reading the books. Like 100% recommend that. Goblet of Fire is where we have Hogwarts and the other schools for the Triwizard Tournament. First of all, I loved reading the challenges. That was like one of my favorite parts. It was just so enjoyable. I love that kind of thing. I stayed intrigued like the whole time. I was intrigued the whole time. And I feel like we got stronger connections with all of the characters. We're getting to the point where everybody knows everyone really well. Like, we're on the 4th book now. Like, it's not just like, oh, we're at Hogwarts, woohoo. Like, we know what's going on. So I feel like it gets really deep in this one, and I feel like this is where everything kind of takes that turn in the series. I rated this one 5 stars. Book number 5. The longest Harry Potter book, and it took me the longest to get through. I struggled a bit with this one. I feel like there was a few parts where I got a little bit bored, just a little bit. Not enough to, like, be upset, but like there were some times where I was like, gotta get through just a little bit more, but then it would like pick back up. So it was back and forth kind of thing. The thing is, like, so much happens, so many pieces move in this book. Can you guys hear the dogs? Very, very, very important, very, very long, but it was so good at the same time. 4.5 stars on this one. Order of the Phoenix, yeah, we learned all about that. So it was just a lot. It was just a lot, but 4.5. Okay, next up is the Half-Blood Prince. Big moves made in this one. I think this is where you see the relationships kind of form, like Ginny, Harry, Hermione, Ron. Way more in the books than in the movie. I think out of all the books, this one has the most, I feel like, that's different in the movie. Like the comparison, like with Harry and big guy Dumbledore, with the pensive, so many more scenes in this book than in the movie. So that was very interesting to me. I loved reading those as well. This one was also 5 stars. I really liked the information in this one. So, Half-Blood Prince. And then, the 7th and final, Deathly Hallows. Very good. Obviously, everything wrapped up. I really enjoyed how it wrapped up. I don't know if this is a common, like, thinking with book readers, but I really enjoyed how not everybody survived. We had important people die. And I feel like that's necessary in order for, like, everything to really wrap up. And I don't know if that's crazy to say, but like if everybody survived and had a happy ending, it wouldn't have had as much of an impact. You know what I mean? For example, in the Throne of Glass series, if anybody has read that one, in Kingdom of Ash,
I think more people should have died.
Because it felt like almost everybody had just a happy ending, or at least like they're gonna be fine. But like in here, no. Like we have stuff that happens that's irreversible, that literally changes people's lives, like in their family's life. So I just feel like that's needed. I knew what happened, but like I still was like, oh my goodness, how does this happen? In the movies, by this point, I got bored. So reading it, I was like, wait, I know we get to that point, but how do we even get there? So it was really cool reading the book compared to the movie and being locked in on it. 5 stars, and then overall the whole series was 5 stars for me. So those are my views on 4 through 7 of the Harry Potter series that I finished this summer. Next up is another Alex Astor book, Summer in the City. This is her first of all, look at that. Got little taxis on there. This is her first romance. Rom-com, I think it was kind of rom-com-y. It was okay. It was okay. If you've ever read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, I got major vibes. It's like the same, I feel like. But I didn't love this one. Because since I was kind of making that comparison in my head because they were so similar, Catherine Center, I like hers better. I was kind of putting it in that category, which maybe that's unfair, but they were so similar. Like, it's both about, like, movies and like sets and like screenwriting. I feel like it was like a rom-com, but I wasn't laughing. So it was good. I enjoyed it. It was easy to read. It was what I needed at the time. I think I was probably in between the Harry Potter books. So I enjoyed it, but it was just okay. I gave it 3 stars. Alex Astor writes fantasy too. This is her first romance. I can't be that mad. Like, it was what I expected it to be, honestly. If she writes another one, I don't know. I might read it eventually. Another Alex Astor book, the Grimm and Oro Duel book. It comes in this crazy case going on, and then the art is intense. Oh, it's upside down. The art is intense. That's Oro, and then there's that middle side, and then Grimm. So, very intense. All the edging is like, this is crazy. So let me show you. Really cool, I think, actually, if you know the story and like those scenes happen. I would have loved to read this as I was reading the Lightlark series. Like, I didn't realize necessarily, which I should have probably, but I didn't realize this is like their perspectives of what's like going on. So it was very cool to read it. I would recommend it. Obviously it's not something you have to read in the Lightlark series, but it eventually drew my interest, so I got it. I've read books where it's like there's a spin-off and you see like both sides. Like, I read the Hawthorne brothers and I got new perspectives for their emotions, how they thought. So I really enjoy that part of these kind of books. I ended up rating it 4 stars. There were some moments where I was like, kind of bored. I had already read everything that was happening. It was like, even though it was different perspective, like it's different, but also I was like, I know what's coming, so it's like not really a shocker. pretty solid. So this is what she's good at. So Alex asked her, I really want you to finish the Fifth Light Lark book. I'm telling you, strawberry watermelon. Next up, we're also gonna bunch these ones together, is the Defy the Night series.
I was pleasantly surprised.
I've had these for a little while and I was nervous to read them. You know why? Because I finished Throne of Glass, loved it, wish I could reread it for the first time ever. And then someone told me to get these books and that they're really good and they're similar to Throne of Glass. That scared me. That scared me bad. Because nothing can actually beat Throne of Glass. But if you're telling me it's similar, or like it's just a lower version of it, like not like lower in the way of like bad writing, simpler kind of, okay, I can get down with that. But it took me so long because I was nervous. I was just kind of pushing it off. I eventually got to it and I am a little upset that I waited this long, but I'm also happy about it. The first one, Defy the Night, surprisingly, this is my least favorite one, which is great, but at the same time it's like, what? Like, that does not happen. I feel like it was just working up and like I was learning the characters, and so like, and like that's what it's supposed to be. At the end of the day, like I was like, okay, wait, this one's might be my least favorite. Crazy. I did this one 5 stars. It loved the characters. Oh my goodness, the plot twist in this one, dude, I didn't see it coming. Like it crossed my mind. Like if you know, you know, but like it crossed my mind, but then I was like, that's not possible. So with this series, I really enjoy how it's combat, politics, and a little bit of romance as well. It's the whole thing, and I loved it. Like, I stayed interested the whole time. Like, it was so good. But the second one, even better. Defend the Dawn. Guys, favorite one out of the trilogy. Could not put this book down. I was trying to read 2 other books at the same time as this one, which I haven't finished those other books, by the way. And I set goals to read this many pages every day of each one to make sure I'm like staying on time because I was wanting to finish those. No, didn't stick to it. You know why? Because this book stayed in my hands all day until I finished it. It was that good. It was that good. 5 stars, obviously. This is where it kind of started reminding me of Throne of Glass. Like, I understand why that was told to me because I can see it. I feel like I got super connected with the characters, which is super cool. I love that. And then the plot twists. Are we serious right now? If there were signs, I missed them. It got me. It got me good. And so I didn't really know. I did not know what was going to happen after this. So, love this one. The last one, Destroy the Day. I was nervous going into this. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be as good. Buddy, let me tell you, loved it. 5 stars, of course. It's interesting because halfway through, I was feeling kind of iffy. I was like, I feel like we're getting somewhere, but I'm not seeing where we're going. Like, obviously all of this is working up to something, but I cannot see what it's working towards, and I don't know. And that was kind of bothering me that I couldn't even figure out, like, how everything was gonna come together. I knew you couldn't just kill off these certain people that like were there, so I was just like, what is gonna happen? The second half of the book is what saved it. Like halfway through the book I was thinking 4 stars. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. By the end of it, 5 stars. I knew it immediately. I stand by it. The plot twists, the people, the writing, I love the writing. The politics are still going strong. You still don't know what the heck is going to happen. The characters I'm still deeply connected with, and they're sticking to their morals, but also the character development. I feel like it was so well written. There's this one character, I can tell you this. I mean, we see him in this one, the very start, but he's completely different by number 3. And that, and the way, the transition of first book to third book with that character was so cool to read. So I loved this series, and I recommend it. If someone's nervous, if you're nervous about starting Throne of Glass and you're like, oh, I don't know, like it's kind of big, like obviously there's a million books in it, read this first, see what you think, and if you like this, you're gonna like Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass is obviously, it's deeper and like a lot more is going on, but there's no way you don't like it like how you like this one. That's the Defy the Night series. I finished Destroy the Day less than a week ago, so these ones were also a little bit spread out. The series I am currently reading right now, but I finished the first book, Caraval. It's only a game. Is it? I really enjoyed this book. Super, super easy to read. I feel like I flew through it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed, like, the plot. It's all, like, fake, but, like, was it? Like, with this book, you're questioning so many things. Just like the main character is, but, like, crazy, crazy, crazy. I did rate it 4 stars. I was engaged, but I feel like the storyline was a little off. I don't know, but it wasn't good enough, like, that good enough to hit 5 stars. But it was really good, and it was really easy to read. I'm currently reading Legendary. I plan to finish it in the next few days, and then I want to read Final before I go back to school, so hopefully those 2 I'll add in another day whenever I finish those. I did read this at an interesting time. I had read Defy the Night and Caraval at the same time, both of those 2 books, which is both 2 starts to a trilogy, but I ended up loving Defy the Night, so I ended up finishing that series first before I went back to this little bit of a time gap there. But I will say, Legendary, different person that were around, like, different perspective. There's, like, obviously there's, like, overlay with, like, reading Caraval and then Legendary, because, like, it's trilogy, but also at the same time it's different because it's just a completely different person. That's, like, perspective. Next book, His and Hers. I read this in between Defy the Night and Defend the Dawn. I read this in between those 2 books because I was on vacation. I originally had said 4 stars. Thinking back, might put it at a 3.5. I could not get into this book. I was like 100 pages in. Let's find 100 pages. I was this far into the book. This far. On this side. And I still couldn't really get into it. Like, I was struggling majorly. Not like it wasn't interesting, and maybe I read this at the wrong time. Maybe I set myself up for failure. I don't know. The plot was good. It was good. A lot of crazy things happened. It was a really intense book. Why could I not stay engaged? I don't know. And, like, with the ending, I almost feel like there was too much going on. There was, like, some flashbacks, and then, like, present time, and then there's, like, the relationship drama, but then there's the mom. So maybe I just wasn't at the mental capacity to handle all of that. It was very dark as well. I mean, this person said deliciously dark. I maybe wouldn't use the term deliciously, but maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe I didn't give it a fair shot that it had, but not my favorite read of the summer. That's the books that I've read so far, and then I will be back to hopefully review Legendary and Final. See you soon. Everybody, I am back. I actually am filming this part on my phone because I left my camera on campus. So here we are. I ended up finishing 3 additional books. So let's get started on the first one. Obviously, I read Legendary, the second book in the Caraval series. I did not realize that this book was going to be based off of the second sister's perspective. Didn't love that at first, to be honest with you. It was not my favorite. I feel like a lot happened in this book, but I just didn't love all of it. I don't know. It just didn't hit as good as, like, the first one did. It was still really good, and I feel like we're building up to get to this point. I feel like even when we got to the end, though, we still didn't get to that point. In the third book, we did. You know what I mean? And I rated it 4 stars. Still did really like it, and I really enjoyed how the characters are changing and the new characters that we get to meet. And I feel like we're just questioning a lot of things going on in this book. The third and final Caraval book, Final. I would say this one is my second favorite in the trilogy. We have this new character named Jax. I did not know what was going to happen with this character because it could have gone so many different ways. And also with another main character guy, could have gone so many different ways. And so I feel like I didn't really know how it was going to end up. I was seriously questioning, like, the whole book the whole time. So I really did enjoy this. I feel like the stakes were so much higher because everything, all the lore was so much deeper by this point. Like, we've learned so much about so many different characters, and that it all, like, whenever it all ties together and, like, you're trying to figure out how it's going to end, it's like, I don't know. It could go so many. So, like, at the end of, like, Legendary, there's, like, these annotated chapters that she added. So you could see, like, how it could have been, what could have been added. And, like, it's, like, those kinds of things where it's like, oh my goodness, the story really could have been impacted differently. I rated this book also 4 stars. So overall, the whole series, 4 stars, I'd say. I have not read something like that. Like, I've read, like, fantasy books or, like, magical, whatever, but not in this kind of setting. So I did really like how it was kind of different from any of the other books that I've read before. I thoroughly enjoyed how the author described things that were going on. Very interesting descriptive or comparisons between something that's happening or how someone feels and comparing it to like the ocean or something. Like, it was really cool because it kept like, it was like a different way of seeing something, a different way of interpreting, or like to get you to understand how someone was feeling or what that action did. I thought that was really cool. The last book that I read, I actually started reading at the end of this last school year, but I just ended up falling off for a little bit because it's a reread. But I finally finished my second read of Atomic Habits, and with new annotations and new markings, whatever you want to say, I finished it. Before I went back to college, I really wanted to finish it, but I just didn't think I was going to be able to. I ended up staying up very late on my last night being at home and finished it. So that counts as a summer book because I wasn't at school yet. If you haven't read Atomic Habits, I recommend. I'm not huge on like self-help books really, but when it comes to the self-help in a way of like being more efficient, being more productive, or like different tips to help you be better, Atomic Habits, it's a fire book. Like, there's so many things that you can take from this and add to your life that just little effects, little things that you can add, and you can have great habits and great lifestyle. I'll probably read it multiple more times. It's just, I feel like everybody needs to read this book once. It's great. There's so many things you can take from it. So this is obviously a 5 stars. That's all the books that I read over summer. That brings the grand total of books to 15. So I read 15 books this summer. I feel like I hit some goals that I was really wanting to hit in order to hit my end of the year goal. So I am very proud and I'm very glad, and I hope you guys maybe got a few recommendations from this video. Who knows? If you're in school, I hope you have a great school year. I will see you guys in the next one. Happy reading!